Good morning, sir.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. On behalf of Mathematics College and Make It Academy, I thank the management and principal for motivating us to conduct a webinar on CUPSET, a tool for qualitative knowledge data discovery. I would like to welcome the students, participants, and faculty members from various colleges. It gives me an immense pleasure to welcome and introduce the resource person, Dr. M. Gilbert Ronnie, Assistant Professor of Mathematics, Arunachala College, Karumathur, Madurai. She did her master degree in Triple B College, Virudhunagar. She did her MPhil degree in Alappa University, Karaikudi, and she did her in VOC College, Tuticorin. She served as assistant professor in Qasim Bibi College, Kilakarai for 1 year, and in Fatima Michael College for 6 months. Now she is presently working at Arlanandar College since June 2014. The area of specialization is topology, subsectary, rough sectary, and discrete mathematics. He has attended and published more than 15 research papers in national and international conferences. She has been asked as a motivational speaker, acted as a motivational speaker, and soft skill trainer in various colleges. She has also organized a mini MTTS program, Mathematics Training and Talent Search Program, funded by National Board for Higher Mathematics, Government of India. She is a reviewer of 2 journals and editorial board member of 2 reputed journals. She has got the award for Best Outgoing Student and University 3rd rank at PG and MPhil level, and she gold medal at her post-graduation. Dear participants, we are very fortunate to have such a great speaker. Don't miss this golden opportunity. Kindly make use of it and enrich your mathematical concepts. Be attentive throughout the webinar. Thank you. Now I request the resource person to take over the session. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your nice words.
Thank you.
First, I would like to address my gratitude to Dr. Alappan, sir, Head Department of Mathematics and Controller of Examination, Yadava College, Madurai, for giving me this wonderful opportunity to me. Dear participants, good morning to all. Today, we are going to see RapSearch, a tool for knowledge data discovery. In this techno arena, we have so many data. We use so many data from this various modems. That data may be structured one or unstructured one. Even though the data are structured one, it may be complete or may not be. So be aware of how to handle the data, how to granulate the data, how to redact the data, how do you feature the data, and so on. RapSearch is a wonderful tool to get a knowledge in data discovery. In this presentation, I touch the very basic ideas of RapSearch. Today, the data science is the emerging field. In this field, RapSearch theory is much more used tool to them. So today, our presentation depends on the basic concept. Outline of our presentation is, first one is information system, and then we will see indiscriminability relation, and then lower approximation, upper approximations. This is nothing but the set approximations. And then we are going to see what is rough set. And then reduct and core attributes. At last, see references for this. First one, the information system. What is the information system? The information system is a pair A equal to U, comma, U is the universal set, A is a set of all attributes. That is, A from a function, small a from the element of capital A, that is something from the universal set goes to the VA. VA is nothing but value set of A, that is the nominal values. We get the nominal values of the attributes else. That is, V is called the value set of A. Here, U and A both are non-empty set as well as the finite set. This is called the information systems. The universal set elements of the universal set are called objects that may be cases, states, processes, patients, observation, and so on. The attributes, comes to the attributes. Attributes are interpreted as features, variable, characteristics, conditions, and etc. So this is the information system. So the information system means just that information system tells some information to us. That's it. This is an example for an information system. Observe this information system. This information system says some patients P1, P2, P3, P4, P5, P7, P8 comes with some symptoms: joint pain, headache, nausea, and temperature. So what is the decision? We don't know. For which disease we get the symptoms, don't know. For which disease we are go to the clinic and get a clinical report for such a kind, we don't know. Just this is an information system. Just it gives some information about some survey for some symptoms about 8 patients. Next one, indiscriminability relation. This is a main part of the rough set theory. Indiscriminability relation is a very, very important concept of rough theory. Before we moving that, what is the, in some special cases, the information system is said to be the decision making. Okay, decision making table. We see later. This information system be I is equals to U comma A be an information system. Then with any subset of the attribute, there is associated equivalence relation. All of you know that what is equivalence relation. That's indiscriminability relation of B with respect to the information system is nothing but ordered element X comma Y belongs to U cross U such that for all A belong to capital E, that means the attribute values, and A of X equals to A of Y. The nominal values, or what are the nominal values, are same for the attributes elements. This comes under the indiscriminability relation of B with respect to the information system. Here, indiscriminability relation IND of B with respect to IS is called indiscriminability relation. The discriminatory relation plays a vital role to make a rough set theory. Next, we find this indiscriminatory relation. Just the same information table. Already we saw this indiscriminability relation. That is a similar relation. Okay, for we take the first attribute set, that is joint pain. Take the nominal attributes value of joint pain. We have only 2 values, that is yes or no. So we can categorize into 2 categories. Those who are affected by joint pain into the 1 category, those who are not affected by the joint pain or those who are not feel the joint pain into the another category. So I marked it green color. First one, P1 is affected, P2 is affected, P3 is affected, then P6 is affected, P7 and P8. So put it in the one set. Again, the next one is, next granulate is P4 and P5. These patients are not affected by the joint pain or not feel joint pain. Okay, so this is the indiscriminability relation of the joint pain. Next one, headache. Indiscriminable relation of headache with respect to this information system. So what are the nominal attributes here? Nominal values are yes or no. So here also we have two categories. First one is yes, next one is no. What are the yes categories, fellows? P1, P5, P6, P7 and P8. The remaining rest of them are all put into the another granulate, that is B2, P3, P4. Next one, similarly, we can find the indiscernible relation of nausea and temperature. I found that, please see. Next, suppose we take one set, that is the C. C indicates the conditional attributes, which is nothing but the set of all attributes: joint pain, headache, nausea and temperature. What is the indiscernible relation of this C? Look at the first row, that is P1, patient P1. We have the nominal values yes, 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 high. Check whether for other patients have the same nominal value. There is no. So put P1 into the single granule. Next, we go to the patient 2. What are the nominal values? Yes, no, no, high. Next, yes, no, no, high. So next, check whether any patients have the same value. No. So we take P2 and P2. Next, we look at the patient P4. In this row, we have no, 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 and high. There is no matching other, so we put into the single granule. F5. Values are no, yes, yes, high. There is no other attributes have the same value, so we put into the single granule. Next one, P6. Values are yes, yes, no, high. P7 is yes, yes, no, high. So put it into the one granule. P7 automatically the P7 comes single. This is the indiscernible relation of C or similar relation of the C. Now come to the important thing. As I told, one information system just tells what is the information. But sometimes the special case of information system, that is called the decision table, gives some data. That decision table will give some facts. Using this decision table, we would do something more. So what is the decision table? Yeah, decision table is any information system of the form A equals to UA, D, where D is a subset of A. Here A is a set of all attributes, D is a decision attributes, rest of the attributes is called the condition attributes. Next, this is the one of the decision table. Just we add the first column, dengue. From this decision table, we are going to find some approximations. Now, the fish or the set of all panes are called the immune set, that is U. U equals to P1, P2, etc., Pi. And the set of all attributes, capital A is nothing but all the attributes, joint pain, headache, nausea, temperature, and dengue. Here, these four, that is these four, joint pain and joint pain, headache, and then nausea, temperature, these are called conditional attributes. This dengue is called the decision attribute. So we put the symbol for conditional attribute C and decision attribute is D, that is dengue. Now we find the family of equivalence relation. Family of equivalence relation is nothing but indescribable relation of this conditional attribute. What is the indescribable relation of this? Already we found out. This one. This is the indescribable relation of C, P1, P2, P3, and etc. So here I denoted by U by C. This is nothing but indescribable relation of C on U. Okay. Next. Next, we have to find lower and upper approximations. This is nothing but these approximations. Now, U be a non-empty finite set of objects called the universe, and or be a equivalence on U named as indescribability relation. The pair U, or is said to be approximation space. So what is it? This approximation space means this approximation space was coined by Pavlov. Pavlov coined this approximation space. This approximation space, this R is associated with the equivalence. Okay. Next, let X is a subset of U. Now we will see the definition of lower approximation and upper approximation. Lower approximation of X is with respect to R is nothing but the set of all elements of U which can be with certainty classified as the elements of X. That means indescribable relation of any element in U which is a subset of X. Therefore, it's a certain. This is give the existence of the element which is a subset of X. Okay. Next, upper approximation. What is the upper approximation? The upper approximation is nothing but the set of all elements U that can possibly belong to the subset of interest X. Okay. This is R of X. That is a relation. Which relation you have? Intersection X is non-empty. Taking such a X is a union, we get the upper approximation. Next, the boundary region. What is the boundary region? The difference set between upper approximation and lower approximation. These lower approximation, upper approximations in topology, consider these as closure and interior. This lower approximation and upper approximation formed quasi-discrete topological space. So these approximations will lead some good things in topology also. Okay. What is a rough set? We're all going to see the definition of rough set. Here we see this indentation table. Using this decision attribute, we can find the indescribable of D with respect to U. What are they? Here we have only two nominal values yes and no. So we can write this u by u of d is nothing but P1, P3, and then P6, P8 is in the one granulate, and another granulate is differ from this, that is P2, P4, and then P5, final one is P7. So this is the X1 equal to those patients or with the or affected by the dengue. Next, we have this X1 and X2 are nothing but the elements of indissoluble relation of T with respect to U. Just now I found out what is indissoluble relation of D. Okay, so that named by X1 and X2. X1 is nothing but set of all patients affected by dengue. X2 is nothing but set of all patients not with dengue. Now, this is the indiscriminable relation of C on U. Already we found it. Now we will see what is lower approximation. Actually, what is lower approximation? Union of X belongs to U of relation of X to that relation of X is a subset of capital X. Now, this is the relation. This is the indiscernible relation. So, we go to that relation P1. So, P1 is a subset of this one. Therefore, come P1 here. Next, we have set P2 and P3. But P3 is not present in X1. B3 isn't. So, we can't write P2 BP is subset of X1. So we wouldn't write this as your lower approximation of X1. So leave it. Next one, P4. P4 is not present in X1. Therefore, leave it. Next, P5. P5 is not a member of X1. So P5 is not comes to the lower approximation of X1 under the conditional attribute. Next one is P6 and P8. So P6 and P8 is a subset of X1. Therefore, we can write P6, P8 as a member of this lower approximation of X1 with respect to the conditional attribute. Next, P7. P7 is not a member of X1. Therefore, we cannot write P7 as a member of lower approximation of X1 with respect to the conditional attributes. So this is the lower approximation of X1 with respect to the conditional attribute. Next, we will going to find what is the upper approximation. Now, just we go to the definition. What is the upper approximation? Upper approximation is nothing but union of all elements X belongs to U such that R of X such that R of X intersection X is non-empty. Now we are going to that. Here we have the first element is P1. In this indiscernible element, we have P1. So P1 intersection X1. We have P1. Since P1 is an element of X1, therefore we can write P1 as an element of your upper approximation of X1. Next one is P2 and P3. Intersection of P2 and P3, intersection of X1. So we have the common element is P3. Even though you have P2 as not a member of X1, but the intersection of R of X and X1 is non-empty, we can take this P2 as the element of your upper approximation of X1 with respect to this conditional attribute. So we can write P2 and P3. Next, P4. P4 is not end of X1. So again, intersection T. So next P5. P5 is not element of X1. So we take intersection. Get cavity, so leave it. Next, P6 and P8. The intersection P6 and P8 with X1, we have P6 and P8. So we fix P6 and P8 as a member of upper approximation of X1 with respect to the conditional attributes. P7 is not a member of X1, so we can't take the intersection with X1, so leave it. So this is the upper approximation and this is the lower approximation. Now we are going to find the this boundary space is nothing but boundary region. Boundary region is nothing but difference of upper approximation set and the lower approximation set. What is the upper approximation set here? P1, P2, P3, P6, P8. What is the lower approximation elements? What are they? P1, P6, P8. So what is the difference between this one? Those elements are LC of X1, that elements not come to this boundary set. Okay, so what are P1, P6 and P8? P3. So this is the boundary elements of X1 with respect to the conditional attribute C. Now we take the next element of indiscriminable relation of D with respect to this C. X2 is P2 set of all the patients not with dengue. Who are they? P2, P4, P5, P7. Just we observe this decision table, we get P2, P4, P5, P7. Be the set of all patients not with dengue. Now, this is the indiscriminable relation of C on U. Now we are going to find a lower approximation of X2. Lower approximation of X2, already we see the definition. Here R of X subset where R of X belongs or of X is a set of X2. Now P1, simple to P1 is a subset of X2 or not. P1 is not an element of X2, therefore P1 does not come to the approximation. Next we check P2 and P3. Here we have P but not P3. So this we can't write we take this as an element P2 and P3. We set up. Yeah, yes, ma'am. Hello. Yeah, okay, ma'am. Yeah. Okay, ma'am. What is? It's okay, ma'am. It's okay, ma'am. No problem to me. Now, my voice is audible. Would you follow me? Yeah, okay, ma'am. Thank you, thank you. So now, what is the indiscriminate relation of this C? Here we have P2 and P3. Even though P2 is an element of X2, we can't write P2 as a member of LC of X2 because P2 comma P3 as an element of your indiscriminate relation. So we can't write P2 as well as P3 in LC of X2. Next we are going to the next P4. Singleton P4 is a subset of X2. So we can write P4 as a member of your lower approximation. Next one is P5. Again, P5 is the element of X2. Here we have a very singleton. So P5 is the element of lower approximation. Next one, P6 and P8. The elements P6 and P8 are not present in X2. So obviously, it doesn't come under this LC of X2. Next, the last element is P7. P7 is the element of X2. Therefore, we can write P7 as a lower approximation of this X2. Next, we have to find the upper approximation of X2. Now, first element of the integral relation is 1. Now P1 is not an element of X, so we will take intersection. So leave P1. Next, P2 and P3. P2 is an element of X2. So if you take a intersection between X2 and 2 come 3, we have P1. So we write the elements P2 and P3. One P4. P4 is element of X2. So intersection is not empty. We have P4 in upper approximation. Next, likewise, P5 and P7 we can write in the upper approximation. And we have to find the boundary. What is the boundary? Different set of upper approximation and the lower approximation. So the elements or lower approximation are present in PC of X1. So P4, P5 and P6. The remaining elements of upper approximation can be in the boundary. So PC of X1 is equal to P2, comma P3. So this is the way to find the lower approximation and upper approximation and boundary region. So why we have to, we did the both things. Why we have to find upper approximation, lower approximation and boundary and so on. This is the main topic of our exam. A set is said to be a rough set if its boundary region is non-empty. This is very, very important definition. Rough set, the word rough set was addressed by Pavlov on the year 1982. Apart from this upper approximation, lower approximation and boundary region, we have two more regions are there. This is important regions. These are positive regions and negative regions. So three different regions, distinct regions are present in your rough set theory. Using the positive region, we can say which attribute is core attribute and which attributes is reduct attributes. So the positive region tells the beauty of C. That means conditional attributes. What are the values? How to take? Which one is take? All the things are tells about. All the things are told by the positive region. So definition of this one is nothing but a positive region of decision attribute with respect to the condition attribute is nothing but union of your lower approximation. Okay. Next, already we saw the boundary region, and negative region is nothing but the different set of universal set and the upper approximation set. Next one, the important thing is reduct and co-attribute. Already I told using the hello. Shall I start now?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yeah. Reduct and core attributes. Which attributes or act the important or which attributes roles and predominant role in this information system? Which attributes dominated on the decision? Which attribute gives the inconsistency on this decision table? Which attributes is does not influence on anything on this the decision table? We are all see this. We all come from this information table as well as we find the reduct and core attributes. So these things, for that we are going to see what is reduct, what is core attribute. Before we going to see the reduct and core attribute, the important thing is dispensable and indispensable attributes. Let C belongs capital C because the element. C is conditional attribute. We take any one attribute. That attribute is dispensable if positive region of decision attribute with respect to that C is nothing but positive region of the decision attribute with respect to C difference singleton C. If you have this C act or satisfies this condition, this attribute is called dispensable. Otherwise, it is indispensable. Dispensable means it is superfluous, that is repeated, doesn't influence anything. That is called indispensable. Dispensable. Indispensable means that attribute plays a vital role in decision chain. Next one is C positive region of D. This is so important. Already we saw this definition. Next, independent. Your decision table is independent if all element of conditional attributes are indispensable. The indispensable means the positive region of D does not equal to the positive region of D with respect to C difference singleton C. This is indispensable. That means that is a core attribute. If you will eliminate this attribute, the decision automatically will be changed. So we can't touch that attribute. That is called indispensable. Next one, reduct attributes. The set of all attributes R is a subset of C is called reduct of C if T dash is a subset of T, U, R, D is dependent, and positive region of T respect R is nothing but positive region of T respect to C. This is called reduct. Okay, so there is a set for this dispensable attributes. Next one, the set for conditional attributes indispensability is denoted by find the indispensable attributes and take a action that's called core attribute. Analyze the unrelated as core of C equal to intersection of reduction of C. Now, come to the decision table. The decision attribute is nothing but set of all this one. So x1 union x2, where x1 equal to p1, p2, sorry, 3, p1, and then p3, and then p6, p8. Next, x2 is rest of them. Your indescribable relation of C is nothing but, what are they? Already we found P1, P2, P3, and P4, P5, P6, P8, and P7, and so on. Next, the indescribable relation of D, that is a similar relation of D is nothing but the categories, yes category as well as the no category. P1, P3, P6, P8, and P2, P5. Now we find the lower approximation of x1 and lower approximation of x2. Already we found out. What is lower approximation of x1? Here we take this as x1. Already we take this as x1 and x2 is there. So lower approximation of x1 is P1, P6, P8, and this is P4, P5, P7. So lower approximation is P1, P6, P8, here P4. But what's the positive region? Take a union. Take a union of your lower approximation over the element belongs to U by D. Here x1 is the element of U by D. That is the indescribable relation of D, and x2 is also the similar relation of D. Therefore, taking union of LC of x1 and LC of x2, that gives the positive region of D with respect to C. Therefore, P1, P6, P8, P4, P5, P7. This is our positive region of decision attribute with respect to the conditional attribute. Now, we have to find the reduct and core attribute. Still now, we are discuss about something. Just I want to give a review for them. First one, we saw what is information system, and then we saw indiscriminable relation, and then we saw what is a rough set, and then we saw what is the approximations, and then what from this approximation we found three different regions: positive region, negative region, boundary region. Next, we have to see the reduct and core. This is the original decision table. Now we are going to the information table without the one column that column is joint line. Okay, remove this column. So we have this child information. Now we find positive region of D with respect to these three conditional attributes. That means just we leave the J from C. Okay, C is the conditional attribute. Now just we remove J from your C. Already we knew that the positive region of D is P1, P6, P8, P4, P5, P7. And the indiscriminable relation of D is X1 and X2. And then now we find the indiscriminable relation of C different singleton X. Now, patient 1, see the nominal values yes, yes, high. Check whether yes, yes, is repeated, yes, 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 high. So we can write P1, P5. Again, we go to the P2. What is P2? No, no, high. Again, P3, no, no, high. We can granulate it P2, P3 and P2. Next, P6, yes, no, high. P8, yes, no, high. So, we can group this P6 and P8 as the element of your indiscriminable relation of C different singleton J. Okay, the remaining thing is P7. So just we write P7. So this is the indiscriminable relation of your conditional attributes. That means just we remove the joint point from your attributes. Okay. Next, what is L of, that means lower approximation of X1 with respect to this conditional attribute. Now, first we write this is take this one as X1 and this is X2. Okay. Now, your relation is P1, P5. P1 and P2 is a subset of your X1? No. So, leave it. P2, P3, P4. Is this a relation, sorry, is this a subset of your X1? No. So, leave it. P6 and P8. P6 and P8 are the elements of your relation, your X1. Therefore, we can write P6 and P8 as a lower approximation. And then last, finally, we check 7. P7 is not an element of X1, so leave it. Next, in this X2, find your approximation. P1 and P5. P5 is there, P1 is not present. Suppose leave it. Next, P2, P3, P4. Only P2 is present in X2, so next P is P8. There is no P6 and P8 in X2, leave it. P7. P7 is the element of your X2. Therefore, please write P7 in your lower approximation. So, the lower approximation of X1 and lower approximation of X2 with respect to this conditional attributes are P6, P8 and then P7. Now, what is the positive region of this one? This is nothing but union of this lower approximation, that is P6, P7 and P. But this positive region of D does not equal to positive region of C single difference J D. So therefore singleton J is not dispensable. This is the indispensable attribute. Next one, just we remove the next attribute, that is headache. So now your C is only joined by nausea and temperature. Now we write, first we find the indiscernible relation of these conditional attributes. What are the attributes? Yeah, what are the nominal values of this attribute? Yes, yes, high. Check whether there is no other relation for the same. No. So we write one alone. Next, yeah, P2. For P2, yes, no, high. P3 also, yes, no, high have. So we have P2, P3, and then check P6. Come to the P6. Here also we have yes, no, high, and for P8, yes, no, high. Therefore, when write P2, P3, P6, 8 of the element of your indiscrimination of this attribute, this another attribute. Next, come to P4. No, no, high. There is no other combinations. Therefore, P4. Next, no, yes, high. So we couldn't find the same attribute, nominal value. There is no, therefore P5 here. Next, P6 and P8 are already present in this year, present in this in relation. Therefore, go to the P7. P7 is yes, no, normal. So we can write this as a single element. Next one, we find the lower approximation of this. Again, it comes with this x1, this is x2. Now we find lower approximation. P1 is the element of this x1. This is a subset of x1, so we can write P1. Next one, P2, P3, P6, P8. This granulate is not present here, x1. Even though P3, P6, and P8 are the elements of x1, P2 is not element of x1. So we couldn't write these elements or as the elements of your lower approximation. Next, P4. P4 is not an element of x1. P5 is not an element of x1. P7 is also not an element of x1. So leave it. So your lower approximation of this x1 with respect to this conditional attributes is nothing but P1. Next one, lower approximation of x2. Again, go to the same relation. P1 is not present. P2, P3 is here. P2 is here, but P3 is P8 absence. We leave it. Next, P4 is an element of x2. P5 is an element of x2. P7 is an element of x2. We can write your lower approximation x2 with respect to conditional attribute nothing P4, P5, P7. Now we find the positive region of D with respect to this attributes. What are they taking? Just taking union of these two per approximation P1, P4, P5, P7. Now we check the positive region of D is equal to positive region of D with respect to C different singleton J. So it's not equal, therefore H is indispensable. Next one, next we eliminate this nausea. So we have conditional attribute as joint pain, headache, temperature J, H, T. So now we find the indiscernible relation of these conditional attribute. Okay. So what are they? Yes, yes, high. This is any relation? Yeah. Yes, yes, high. And final one is yes, yes, high. So we can write P1, P2, P8 or the similar relation. Next, we can find P2 and P3. Yes, no, high, yes, no, high. Check whether yes, no, high is any, yes, no, high is there, no. So P2, P3. Next one, P4. What is P4? No, no, high. So P4 is no, no, high. So we take as a singleton element. Next, P5. Already P5 is it? No. No, yes, high. So check whether no, yes, I is present at anywhere, no. So P5, taking P5 alone. Next P7, yes, yes, normal. So P7 as an element of the this relation. Okay, this is the in this relation of this conditional attributes. What are the attributes are here? J, H, T. Okay. Now we are going to find the lower approximation of x1 and x2 with respect to this conditional attributes. Okay. Now we find P1, P2, P8. This is a subset of x1. So we can write P1, P6, P8 as the element of the lower approximation. Next, P3, P2 and P3, even though P3 is an element of your x1, P2 is not present, therefore we cannot put P2 and P3 as the elements of the lower approximation. Next, go to P4. P4 is the element of your P4 is not element of x1, therefore we can't write. P5 is not an element of x1, so we can leave it. P7 is not an element of x1, so leave it. So the low approximation of x1 with respect to this null attributes is number P1, P6, P3. Now go to the now here to find the approximation of x2 with respect to the conditional attributes. First one is P1, P6, P8. There is no P1, 6, P8 in x. Therefore, this element doesn't come to P2, P3. P2 is the element of 2, P3 is not an element of 2, so leave it. P4. P4 is an element of x2, therefore write P4. P5 is an element of x2, therefore write P5. P7 is an element of x2, therefore write 7. So these are the lower approximate and x with respect to the present conditional attributes JH, T. Now we find the positive relation of the list attributes. Now we check the positive region of D is equal to the positive region of D with respect to the present conditional attributes. Yes, is it equal? Therefore, the attribute N is a dispensable attribute. Dispensable attribute. So it is a repeated. It doesn't influence the decision making table. It gives the inconsistent table. Okay. Next, we eliminate the temperature. Now the conditional attributes are J, H, N. Okay. Now we are going to find the lower approximation, upper approximation as finding here. So lower approximation is lower approximation of x1 is P1, lower approximation of x2 is P4, P5. Now we find the positive region is nothing but P1, P4, P5. This positive region is not equal to the original positive region of P1. Therefore, P is indispensable. So among these four attributes, N is only the dispensable attribute. Okay, N is only the dispensable attribute. So keep it in your mind. Next, we take one conditional attribute. That conditional attribute doesn't contain the dispensable attribute. What is the dispensable attribute here? N. So we eliminate the N in this M. M is the conditional attribute here. J, H, and T. Then we follow the earlier steps. We can find the conditional attribute H for the conditional attribute H, T. We find the lower approximation, upper approximation, indispensable relation, positive region, and then we can say this attribute is said to be dispensable or indispensable. Okay. So likewise, we can say this one. So I found this things. In this reductions, lost, what is the core? Core is the set of all indispensable attributes. So here, in this decision table, decision table, N is only the dispensable attribute. So core of A is nothing but J, H, and T. T, joint pain and headache and temperature. So at the end, we can say from the core, we observe that the joint pain, headache and temperature are the key symptoms that have close connection to the disease dengue that draw much more attention than the other attributes. Other attributes means here N. Okay, this is the core attributes. So likewise, we can find the core attributes for any decision table. This is the core and redact. Dear participants, do you have any doubt? Please ask to me and then I move to the further thing. Any questions is not there? No questions? Okay. Next one, if time permits, I will move to the data reduction without any algorithm and without any tools, but it will help to generate the algorithm. Sir, shall I proceed, sir? 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 Shall I proceed? Hello, ma'am. Okay. Ma'am, shall I proceed? Yeah, okay, ma'am. Next, we are going to find the data reduction. How do you redact your data? That is so important for the large amount of data, but we have only this information table gives you only the detail of 8 patients. Okay, ma'am. So we are going to data reduction. First step, verification of inconclusive data. Verification of inconclusive data. What is the inconclusive data? Now we see the same attribute values contain the different decision attribute value. See, P1, yes, yes, high. There is no other combination, so leave it. Next, P2. Now come to P2. Yes, no, no, high. Yes, no, no, high. So the nominal role of your conditional attribute are same, but see that the decision attribute is differs. So this two rows gives the inconsistency to this decision table. So first step, we should remove this. So in the next step, we have P1, P4, P5, P6, P7 and P8 alone. Next, this is the first step. Second step is verification of equivalent information. What is the equivalent information? Here, this is a single and this is single, this is single. P6 and P7. This is a equivalent. Yes, yes, no, high, yes. Yes, yes, no, high. P7 is alone. Okay, so like that, we can verify the equivalent information. This is the step 2. So now,
Hello, Gilbert Rani. Hello.
ma'am.
Hello, Gilbert Rani.
Hello, ma'am. Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Hello.
Hello, ma'am. Solunga, ma'am. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, ma'am. I'm there, ma'am. Solunga, ma'am. Hello. Okay. Now I proceed. This is a step 2. Next, step 3 is analysis of each condition attribute with the attribute set. Okay. Just we take the joint pain and then this decision attribute. And then we can have any instance, please avoid it. Again, we come to this headache and dengue, and then this nausea and dengue, and then temperature and dengue. So please correlate each and every conditional attribute with your decision attribute. Now we have each and every comparison, we have some reduction. At last, we have take a union of this reduction. We have the data simplification we get. So this is the very simple step to find the data reduction. So this is here we can't use any algorithms, anything, just we find the inconsistent and equivalent. So first we check the inconsistent attribute or inconsistent roles, and then we find the equivalent attributes. And then we compare or we correlate the conditional, each and every conditional attributes with the decision attributes, and then we redact. Each and every conditional, each and every correlation, we have the reduction. At last, we take a union of this reduction, we have the simplification of given data. Like this, we have to generate new steps to redact the data. This is a very older one. We can generate easy steps to find the redact of data. If you have any questions and clarification, ask me. That's all my presentation. This is the reference paper, Pavlov, Rapsets. This is also Pavlov, 2 papers. This is the reference paper. I will take all the things from this Rapset information systems. I take from one another paper. This is question. Only one thing I want to tell. This reduction, this reduction, indispensable or dispensable, is do you find this dispensable and indispensable in so many ways? This is one way. Okay, we can find indisputable relation. We can find each and every indisputable relation for a reduction. We can find the redact very easily. But that is not a content, so only I leave it. Dear participants, do you have any question? Please ask to me. Difference between Crisp set and rough set means rough set means the boundary set not empty. If it is empty, that is called a Crisp set. That means lower approximation as well as the upper approximations are same. Any questions is there? Shakila Khadirvel asked, how about fuzzy set and set? These two are different. Fuzzy set, it tells all the elements between closed interval 0,1. But rough set tells everything in the verbal. Okay. Now we are going to probabilistic rough set or a dependency of rough set. We can compare this fuzzy set as well as the rough set. Fuzzy set deals uncertainty, rough set deals impreciseness as well as the vagueness. Application of rough sets, this rough set is used in data mining, feature selection, pattern recognition, and so on. Because main part of the rough set is data reduction and then data classification. So we can find the filter with different distance functions. We can find the filtration. So by using the rough set, we are going to do that is very easy, and we can create generic algorithm and all other algorithm for this rough set calculation. It's very easy to deal with. Other than soft set, rough set is so easy. One girl asked, is it possible to classify the boundaries further? No, yeah, it is classify the boundaries, but we have only two approximation, upper approximation and lower approximation. Already for a lower approximation, we have the positive region. Again, boundary for lower approximation as well as the upper approximation. And final one is negative region, that is come through the upper approximation. About the classify the boundaries. Next one, what is the role of rough sets in nanotopology question? After the nanotopology invitation, we are all aware about the rough set because nanotopology contains only 5 elements. The elements are nothing but universal set U, empty set pi, and then upper approximation, lower approximation, and boundary set. These 5 are the elements of nanotopology. So only that topology is called nano. Okay. Role of rough set in nanotopology is a vital thing because the rough set is the backbone of nanotopology.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your.
Any questions, please? Attendees, please. Any questions? Any other questions? Hello. Participants.